Hi, it's Debbie with D.Ann's Designs. I wanted to bring a real quick little tutorial for you on some stained glass I'm working on. It's a stained glass look for an arch window die that I had purchased from Fran, the Frantic Stamper. I think it's her Etsy store, Fran the Frantic Stamper. Anyway, this is the die, how it looks, and right now I'm in the middle of making the journal, so I was needing to, well, didn't need to, but I prefer to have these as in some areas of the book. And so I've cut a few of these out, and they look great, you know, just as they are, of course. It's a nice stamp. It really stamps out really great. And it's an arched type of window. But I felt like it needed maybe just a little bit more for me. And so I brought to you today the idea of creating your own faux glass looking glass, you know, for the arch window. So I've got a few pieces here, and this is going to be wax paper, and it's going to be Crayolas. And you just simply take and you shave off the crayons, the color you choose to shave off. Just remember that yellow and blue will make green. So if you didn't want green, don't put that together. Anyway, this is kind of what it looks like here. So I'll get you a good enough shot of it. And when you put something like that behind your cutout, then you're going to have a look similar to this, or whatever. Like this one here is kind of a little bit grander color. So if you chose to have more yellows, let's say you had more of a yellow page, you would prefer to have more yellows into your stained glass than use more yellows. It just depends on what you're doing. But I do want you to see that I grab a piece of wax paper, and then I have an additional sheet of wax paper, and then I will have my little iron, trusty little iron here. Now, my additional sheet of wax paper, it is really for catching anything else that might squirt out, because when you're doing your crayons, melting your crayons, sometimes it tends to come out of your fold over. You take a piece of wax paper and you fold it over after you have all your shavings installed. So when you do that, sometimes it it wants to squirt out. Now this is crayons that I've already melted, but as they get colder and you move around the wax paper a bit, you'll see that it will flake up, and you'll have chunks of colored wax on your wax paper, and that's fine. Like I'm looking for maybe a little bit more yellow, so I'm gonna run this over here. That is a huge chunk, so it's gonna shoot out a distance, and I'm gonna take my little iron, and I'm just gonna press this onto here a little bit and give it some heat, and then let it start moving around in your page a little bit. And then that heats it back up again. As you can see, some of it has squirted out here at the bottom. That's fine. We have our cover sheet, so it will collect anything that you've been squirting out there. And now we've got this to the point where you can cut it and do it as you know, whatever shape you need to have it in. And these are my leftovers. I've already cut into this section in here, as you can see. And again, yellow and blue make green, so be careful and wary of that if you don't want it. But down in here, you can see I still have some oranges and some yellows that I can play with, and little slabs of light green. That's fine. So we will take some of that. I'll heat it up to make sure I got it pressed out just the way I would want it to look in here, I suppose. Hopefully. You never know if you got everything just the way you want it. Yeah. And then I'll do a little bit more there. And so now I've got it melted in looking like this. So now when I put my cutout I got to wonder, do I have enough of this? Number one, is it what I want it to look like? And truly, it is pretty good. I have to say, this will end up being a pretty nice little cut right here, and it'll join nice on some little page that I have going on inside this journal. So anyway, I just wanted to give you a kind of a heads up in case you're looking for something like this. If you have a window cut out, especially with the holidays coming up, I think sometimes the churches will have their cathedral, and then they will have their stained glass. And a lot of times the stained glass maybe needs a little coloring. So this is one way, anyway, that I know of doing it. This is how I've done it before in the past. And then sometimes when your paper squirts out, believe me, you kind of come up, you start having some really nice effects of coloring going on your spare sheet too. So anyway, yeah, I wanted to show you this really super quick. Working on a journal right now, trying to get it out, and hopefully I'll be able to bring that to you real soon. But I wanted to do this share with you real quick. So anyway, hope you're having a good day, and thanks for joining me. Hey, thumbs up and leave a comment if you'd like. And then I'll just talk to you guys later on. Bye now.